that's where I end up throwing my fucking $1,000+ phone with all of my nudes and shit in a fucking bush.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
What's up, guys? And holy crap, I just tried to film this video, looked up and realized the levels on my mic were not moving at all. I looked down on my mic and my mic is completely dead. So I sat here for like 15-20 minutes bitching on my Instagram story about how this morning has gone off very slowly when I have a lot to do. So today's video is just going to be me catching up with you guys, talking about random things, filling you in on some weird shit that has happened to me recently, and then giving you guys a really quick house tour as you guys suggested / requested. But not necessarily like a whole house tour, more just like parts of the house that I'm using with my stuff in it to kind of see how minimalistic I'm living when I stay over here. This is Hunter's house, by the way, and I'm not yet ready to talk about what's going on because personally I don't really know what's going on. Nothing's wrong. Everyone involved is fine. Jay is fine. I'm going to see him today. In fact, our next Tuesday video is going to be me and Jay talking about prenuptial agreements, which is going to be really fun because I've been wanting to talk philosophically about that for a minute, and I think we went through it pretty well, and I'm excited to hear you guys' responses. I'm also going to try to make this a video where I don't have to do a lot of editing because this is one of those I'm filming it the day that I have to upload it kind of things, and then I also have an eyelash appointment to get these motherfucking things taken off of my eyes because I look crazy. I haven't felt like myself in terms of the way that I look or my confidence in the last few days. Not that I'm like, when I say I don't feel as confident in my looks, a lot of people will think like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, you shouldn't feel that way, don't feel sad. I'm not sad, I'm just kind of looking in the mirror going like, this is not my best look. And it's because I got fucking dustpan ass fucking shit for eyelashes. I don't know why. They look good the first day I get them done, and then like 2 or 3 days later they're fucking crazy and weigh my eyes down and just look very weird. On top of them weighing my eyes down, I went to a new injectionist here because I'm looking for like someone I really mesh with, and this guy, even though everyone praises him and stuff, like I told him, go easy on the forehead Botox. I don't have like fucking horizontal Botox, or I don't have horizontal lines on my forehead is what I'm trying to say. So the fucking muscles that make me able to look surprised, like, or whatever, don't fucking go crazy on those because like I don't have much movement there already. So I can still do this a little bit, just a little bit, a good amount to where I'm not making wrinkles. I can still smile, I'm so cute, oh my god, but this is the movement of my forehead. Let me show you, and I don't want to pop a titty out while I'm showing you, but let me show you. Do you see it? That's all I can do. I cannot raise my eyebrows at all. My face is frozen and I fucking hate it. Oh my god, because I like a more natural, subtle Botox, not like my whole fucking face is frozen and I can't emote whatsoever. So I am very grateful that I can still smile and I can still look kind of mad, like kind of frustrated, but oh my god, if something surprises me, no one will fucking know right now. So this area is just kind of feeling very droopy lately, and that has contributed to me looking a little weird. Also, one last thing, here I don't have like the proper setup to have like really nice lighting for when I do my makeup. I just have this like tiny little like light thing, like it's like a circular light thing that I used to use before I had like a full ass vanity. So when I go home and I look at my full ass vanity, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so cute. But like I do my makeup here often before I go over to my house and like work or hang out with Jay or whatever I end up doing in the day. And so I end up looking a lot worse than usual because I'm doing my makeup in some like half side natural light, half like very, very dim artificial light. And I think I'm actually just gonna throw that fucking light away and get a new one or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about some weird things that have happened to me lately. So on Christmas Eve, I hung out with Hunter and his brother and sister, and it was the first time that I ever got blacked out ever. Like I woke up in the morning in Hunter's bed here and I was like, I don't remember going to bed, I only remember tidbits. And I had to like piece together the tidbits. I still don't know what happened. I remember like sitting on the porch of Hunter's parents' house being like, I want to leave, and then we were in an Uber, and then I asked to get out of the Uber before we got to the house, and I remember Hunter like being against that, but we end up walking to his house, and then I laid on this love sack, which, oh, we're gonna talk about the motherfucking love sack soon. You guys will see. That'll be a part of the like house tour or whatever. But I lay on the love sack for a second, and then lo and behold, I'm awake in bed with like weird puffy face, and I don't even know what the fuck happened. What kind of fucking shenanigans could we get up to just hanging out in his fucking parents' house, drinking some margaritas and taking a few shots and like making homemade pizza? Like, it makes no sense to me. I feel like somehow I was accidentally drugged, but that's like not even possible because, once again, very wholesome Christmas Eve setting. So that's the first weird thing intro. The actual weird thing about this was, I go, hey Hunter, can you call my phone? This happens to me often. I will fucking just put my phone down somewhere in the abyss that is this giant undecorated house, and I'll be like, I don't know where the fuck it is, can you just call it? And I don't really care about it as much because I'm just like chilling with him, especially on Christmas. So he calls it, and because his phone is so broken, he has to make every call on speakerphone. So I'm sitting here listening to like the ringing, and then a dude answers my phone. Who do you think it was? Who do you think it was? The Uber driver? No, that's initially what we thought too. I just like left it in the Uber. But it was this nice gentleman named Chris who actually charged my phone for me and then dropped it off on the porch. And you know where he found it? Outside of the actual community that we live in here, or that, you know, that Hunter lives in a bush. In a fucking bush. What? How was I so blacked out that I wanted to get out of the Uber for some reason and walk in the freezing cold. I didn't even have a fucking jacket. It's like 40 here or something. And then I decide to just chuck my phone in a bush. And then by the most serendipitous happening possible, a very, very nice Good Samaritan fucking neighbor of Hunter's picks it up, charges it, and decides to take it to us within like 15 minutes. What a fucking nice guy. So Chris, if you're watching this, if you found this cell phone with the Pikachu shit on the back and just charged it and brought it to us, you are fucking awesome. You are so sweet. And oh my God, that was best case scenario for that fucking weird thing. So yeah, needless to say, I really need to be more cautious when I do drink. We haven't been like going out and drinking and doing any partying or anything a lot lately, actually. We've been staying home a lot, whereas a lot of his friends are just out like still partying and stuff. We've been chilling, everything's been good, but apparently I need to like not let my guard down and just be like, oh, I'm not even gonna start counting my shots, because that's where I end up throwing my fucking $1,000+ phone with all of my nudes and shit in a fucking bush. Next weird thing. So, like 2 weeks ago, Jay and I decided to go out to BJ's Brew House for some lunch after I was hanging out over there, and we were chilling and it was great, right? So we go and we're sitting in like a big booth, and there's a table and then small booths. So we're sitting about, I would say, 10 to 20 feet away from this old dude, not elderly, but older. I mean, maybe he was elderly, I don't know. I would say he was like 50. Or something, maybe 55, I don't know. He didn't look much older than my parents. So he's sitting there and he's listening to like a YouTube video or a seminar or something extremely loudly on his phone, and he's just like a very slobby kind of dude. He's got like a, like, you know, he lays out the napkin, he's like, finger, like, I don't know. He's eating kind of like a slob or whatever. And then, like, all of a sudden, in the middle of us eating when we're about to order dessert, he puts his phone away and he just starts staring out into the distance and like doing a bunch of other weird shit. He had his leftover bag and he picked up his leftover bag and like coughed into it, like a COVID cough or whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, that's really gross and weird. Why is he coughing into like his food that he's gonna eat later? And then he goes back to staring into space, right? And I'm like, get a load. I actually said to Jay, I was like, get a load of this specimen of a human or some shit like that. I said, like, check out this specimen of a man or specimen of a human, because he was doing really fucking awkward / gross things. And then all of a sudden he's staring off into space. So he's staring ahead. We are looking perpendicularly to him because we're in a booth that's like a circle. So we're on the other side of the booth looking at him. And he was like our prime TV moment at the fucking BJ's Brew House, right? So he just turns his head toward like the open space. There's like an Asian family here, and then there's like a few other people, and this table's empty because COVID. And he just starts mouthing, "Help me, help me." And I'm like, is this guy saying help me? And he starts audibly saying it, but it's like a whisper. He's like, help me, help me. And he's acting really strange, and I'm like, oh my God. So Jay gets up and I'm like, Jay, don't fucking touch him. Like, ew. And then and Jay's like, oh, I'm not. And he goes up to the front and this guy just like falls back in his fucking chair and like starts puking all over himself. And I'm like, oh my God. So I pick up my phone, I dial 911. I'm like, yo, 911. I can't hear them very well. Like the reception is shit or something, or their mic is just shit. So they're like, do you need fire or police or paramedics? I'm like, bro, there's this dude who's like passed out vomiting all over himself. He was like asking or begging for help or something. He does not seem okay. And they're like, okay, but do you need like paramedics and police or just paramedics? And I can't understand them. So I'm like, there's this guy, like, will you just fucking like send a person to save this guy? And they go, do you need paramedics and police or just paramedics? And I finally understand it because she's actually like yelling at me this time. And I'm like, I just told you the situation, paramedics. And I'm like being a bitch at this point because I'm like, I don't even understand why I'm calling. I don't care to be a hero. But these people over here in these chairs are like, oh my God, huh? And they're not fucking doing anything. So it's like, what kind of person are you to feign interest in this poor old man who's dying or something? I don't know. And you're not doing anything, but you're acting like you're like the biggest, most concerned pieces of shit in the planet. It's like so fucking annoying. I hate people. But anyway, so I'm on the phone and I'm like, talking to the paramedic finally, and I'm like, yo, this dude, he's doing this and that. And then they're like, do you know if he has a fever? I'm like, bitch, I'm not getting up to touch this COVID survivor right now, so can you just like send a dude? I have no fucking clue. And then they're like, is he vomiting blood? I'm like, no, it just looks like food. And then he starts vomiting again, and it's like red, and I'm like, yeah, it might be blood, not sure. And then he's like, okay, well, we're gonna save your number, and like maybe we'll call you if we need anything. And I'm like, yeah, we're leaving, so I gave you everything that I know, good luck. And we just leave. And as we're leaving, the fucking paramedics are coming into the restaurant. I realize as I'm saying all of this stuff that it sounds very insensitive to like not wait around and not be like, oh my God, and not like go touch him, but like everyone at BJ's that worked there was already like touching him and working with him, and like honestly, I'm not gonna fucking touch some random dude with some random ailment. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't care. I did more than the two concerned party groups on either side of me, and I did my due diligence, okay? I'm not even required by law to do that. I don't fucking care. I don't know. But that was weird as fuck. I didn't finish my dessert. Jay finished his dessert. He was like, oh, he's throwing up, and then he just like stops looking and finishes his dessert. Like, and I'm like, for some reason, turned off to that restaurant now, even though it was like one of my favorite restaurants to go to, like with Jay or with anyone where we don't want something super bougie or something super fancy, which is always, because I never want that, but we want something that's a little more like sit down and chill and has like decent food, decent bar food. And so yeah, we haven't gone there since. It was really weird, I know. There was another weird thing that happened, and it happened this morning, and I'm so glad that I get to, include it into this video, because I ordered from Life's a Bagel, which is this like Jewish bagel place, I guess, I don't know. And I just ordered like a fucking egg and cheese bagel sandwich and a cold brew coffee and like a small coffee cake or some shit like that. So it was a very, very small order, right? It takes like 20, 30 minutes. The guy shows up, the Uber Eats guy, and just drops it on the porch, and I like go up porch. We don't have a porch, we're in Vegas. He drops it on the doorstep, right? So I go out and I see it, and it's 2 giant bags of food and 2 cases of, like drinks, like those plastic things that hold drinks, with like 3 coffees and 3 teas, and I'm like, I got someone's fucking catering order. And I think that little story is a good segue into the house tour, because I will show you just how much food we were given of someone else's, and like how we're restocked forever on bagels. We just ran out of bagels too here, and it's so funny because we both really like bagels, and now we have, I don't know, like a dozen. So without further ado, I will show you around this place a little bit, but I gotta get going. I've got nails to do. I have to get my eyelashes fucking removed forever, oh my God. Then I have to go fix my back left tire because the leak is getting a lot worse, and I don't feel like fucking doing what you guys suggested, which is patching it myself, because we are going on a little road trip for New Year's. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're going to Breckenridge, and yeah, we have a cabin out there, or like Hunter's family has a cabin out there, and I'm gonna be snowboarding for the first time ever, and we're gonna be taking the Jeep out in the snow, even though the Jeep doesn't have snow tires. It has fucking all-terrain tires that are not snow rated, but we'll figure out how that works. Remember guys, when you're driving in the snow, even though the Jeep is gonna be a beast at starting, four-wheel drive does not help you stop, and Jeeps do not have that mom van ABS system. So we're gonna see how it works. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna have a little bit of fun and enjoy the little house tour and have a wonderful fucking Tuesday. Let's go. Okay, so I figured we would start in the kitchen with what they erroneously sent me this morning, and that is a ridiculous amount of fucking bagels, bread. These two, I ate one of them, and then look at the fridge. You guys have to see this shit, dude. We got this, we got all 4 of these here. Then we have like 2 soups, and I kept the black coffee because it can just be turned into something like this cold brew or an iced coffee later on, but oh my God. And then there's also these like pastry things that I think I'm gonna take to Jay today, so that's why they're over here. This little corner thing right here is probably the worst ugliness of me being here, and I'm sure it bothers the fuck out of Hunter because he's a control freak and a neat freak, but there's just no room in the closet for my multiple jackets that I need during this extremely cold winter season here in Vegas, so what are we gonna do, you know? Second ugliest would be around the corner here where I keep my shoes. Now this actually seems like it's nicely organized and not too bad, but when you take into account how he organizes his shoes, you'll see why this is probably a problem in his mind. This is the garage, which is where my Jeep stays right now. Look at that, it's Reaper. I'm only coming out here to show you that Reaper has his top on because yeah, we're going out into the snow and there's no fucking way I'm going topless or doorless. Look what I did putting it on yesterday. Somehow bending it forward, we took a little nick out of it, so I'm a little bit sad about that, but I'll get over it. I don't really like having the hard top on anyway, so it'll just come right back off when spring hits. But the nice thing about being here is all of the fucking room a 3-car garage affords you. And Reaper just fits perfectly over there in the 1-car garage door. It's actually kind of hard to fit, but it's worth it. For my baby. Tap, tap. Love you, Reaper. This in the living room is the magnificent love sack. I cannot believe it, but he bought this for me for Christmas as a surprise. I mentioned that I've always wanted one, and lo and behold, it's taking up his entire living room now. I don't know how many days since he bought it we've spent just like laying in it and watching Curb Your Enthusiasm on this TV right here, which is a 75-inch. It is so comfy. In fact, let me demonstrate. Woo! Oh, it is the most comfy fucking thing in the universe, you guys. Like, it is so fucking comfy. I will definitely have to do some videos from this in the future. I might just like put the camera facing down with me like enveloped inside of this thing. It's not beans either, like most beanbag chairs. It's like chunks of styrofoam from like a Tempur-Pedic style mattress or something. It's amazing. It's the most comfortable thing in the universe. And it costs like $2 grand, so him getting that for me was like a lot. I mean, I got him a new iPhone, but that's only like $1 grand. And I got that after he got this, so it's like crazy. Another thing is this right here, which is us trying to fix, I don't know if you can tell, there's like an outline. It's us trying to fix me randomly getting my period at one point during coitus. I don't know how explicit I can be, but laying down here, I think I have the zoom for this. Do I have the zoom for this? Let's find it. Okay, you see that black dot on the ceiling? We literally spent like an hour staring at that one time because it looks like it's moving. I'm just gonna give you 10 to 15 seconds to stare at it, and you can try to track it and tell me if it does look like it's moving, because we concluded for sure that it's a bug, it's alive, and it's moving, and then we come back later and it hasn't gone farther from the light, but we're like, we can see it going further from the light, and now like 2 months later, as you can see, still in the same spot, so not a bug, or if it is a bug, it is no longer a living bug. And let me give you perspective on how far that is. Yeah, that's the ceiling. Here is the bed that always has some amount of cum stains on it. Again, I feel awkward saying things like this because I don't know how explicit I can be, but I make this bed every morning as part of my devotion to his neat freakness. I don't understand people who need their beds to be made every single day, but I try to make it like a god so you guys can rate my bed making skills. Oh, there it is, a cum stain, boys. I don't know why the man has more than one hourglass, but he does. And now I'm gonna show you a few incognito ways that I have not completely ruined his house. I have this right here, which is my bench for doing makeup. I have my little mirror that has a ring light on it, and I have my makeup accessories and for some reason some dildos for stuff that I did for OnlyFans. Don't worry guys, I don't masturbate on cam, or don't get excited guys, I don't masturbate on cam, but that keeps all of my girly shit, all of my makeup and everything hidden in a cute little box that matches all of the grayish blue stuff that he has, because that's like the only color he uses. Look, it's my towel! Though that towel was there before I ever started staying here. It was the first towel I used, but I'm sure many girls have used it before. And this is the epitome of someone being a psychotic neat freak. His shoes. This is actually less neat than usual. We've got ties, and this is the creepiest part. Jackets, blazers, and the exact same fucking work shirts, and the exact same black shirts. Yeah, he's a little crazy. I'm sure having my sports bra and my regular bra and my belt hung here probably fucks with his head, but hey, you know. I still can't believe this. The first time I spent the night here, I woke up and I saw this closet and I was like, yo, can I post your closet on Instagram? Cause it's giving me ridiculous old lawyer vibes, that's for sure. And one of the other ways that I am incognito instead of having my shit sprawled everywhere, okay, I do have something right there, I'm sorry, but I have, you are seeing under the bed, these under the bed with some of my clothes. This is like workout clothes. I need to restock this, obviously, but I have two of these that I just throw under his bed. Again, same gray, blue color scheme as everything else. The last two things I'm gonna show you are upstairs, but I'm not gonna show you much of upstairs because a lot of it is not mine. I remember the first time I came here, it was completely barren up here. There was just like that extra bed in the other room, and he was really awkward about showing me around, like he was embarrassed that he had this whole upstairs that was doing nothing. Here is the red chair that I filmed on once, and over here in the corner is a lot of my shit. This is everything I need to film a video, except for the camera I'm holding in my hand, my ring light, and just generally some filming stuff, and I'm winded from talking while walking upstairs. I bought him this little bag of tools because he is so inept at repairing things. He had literally a flathead screwdriver and a separate Phillips screwdriver, and that's pretty much it for tools. All right, another fucking hourglass. There we go. And lastly, I'm not gonna show you much else on this desk because this is all his work shit over here on the right, but this is my little corner of his desk with my editing laptop and my stuff, which is going to get an upgrade, by the way, to this Razer laptop, the Razer Blade 17. I think it's the studio edition, maybe it's not. But I got wireless versions of everything that I use at home. This is a laptop stand, and this is the Huntsman Mini. I got this because I really hate using laptop keyboards. If I'm answering emails or doing OnlyFans type stuff, I just really can't stand using that non-clicky keyboard. So I got this, and as you can see based on my foot, how small it fucking is. And the very last thing I'm going to show you is my trash can that I brought over from my house from under my vanity because previously he was using this without a liner. Ignore that thing on the top. There you have it. That is my footprint on Hunter's house. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We put up those curtains that you see behind me together. It was a shit show. I pretended to know everything about home improvement, whereas he made no effort to pretend that he knew anything, and we eventually got it up. I fixed a bunch of holes in the wall. I've been doing little handyman type stuff because I'm a great boyfriend. And now I have to go edit this video and get it up to you guys like right the fuck now. So I hope you enjoyed the little stories, and I will see you in the next video. Love you guys.